Peak English Podcast.
From Peak English with Class. Hey, English learners. Welcome back to the Peak English Podcast, your cozy place to learn easy English through real-life conversations and improve your life at the same time. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Alex, and as always, we're really happy you decided to spend a little bit of your day with us. Before we jump in, I want to remind you that this is a B1 to B2 level episode. If you don't understand every word, just relax. You can always listen again.
Exactly. Now, before we start talking about today's topic, I have a reflection question for you. Have you ever felt completely invisible at work, even when you are doing a great job?
Yeah, that is such a heavy, frustrating feeling. You put in the hours, you do the heavy lifting, but nobody seems to notice.
We really want to know how you feel about this. So please pause the podcast right now and write your answer in the comments. Just type, I'm name from country, my job is, and today I feel.
Honestly, we read every single comment. It really helps us build this amazing, safe space together. So don't be shy.
Honestly, Alex, I used to struggle with this so much when I first started managing my online retail business. I was doing everything behind the scenes.
Really? But you are the boss. How could you feel invisible in your own business?
Well, when I had online meetings with big international suppliers, or when I worked with my marketing team, I was what people call the quiet hero in the corner.
Ah, the quiet hero. You mean you did great work, had clean reports, were always on time, but somehow still invisible?
Exactly. I checked all the details, I managed the inventory, I made sure everything was perfect. But when the Zoom meeting started, my English suddenly decided to hide.
Oh no, it's like your English just put on a tiny coat and left the room.
Yes, poor English. It just packed its bags and walked out. I knew exactly what I wanted to say, but I just froze.
That feeling is so real. And honestly, I think a lot of English learners know exactly how that feels.
Mm-hmm. After those meetings, I would just sit there and beat myself up for hours. I felt so weak.
Wait, Sarah, let's pause right there to explain that phrase. Beat myself up. That is a very common idiom. It means to blame yourself or criticize yourself too much for a mistake.
Right. For example, if I burned the dinner I was cooking, I might beat myself up about it all night, thinking I am a terrible cook.
Exactly. So you were beating yourself up because you didn't speak. Why didn't you just force yourself to say something?
Honestly, I had this mindset. I always told myself my work will speak for itself. I thought, if I just keep running the store perfectly, they will eventually see my value.
Ah, I know that sentence. My work will speak for itself. It sounds really nice and humble, but at work, sometimes your work needs a little microphone.
A little microphone? What do you mean by that?
I mean, people are busy. Your partners, your team, your boss, they have 100 things in their heads. They may not notice every small detail unless you actually communicate what you are doing.
Wow, that hits hard. You mean they aren't ignoring me on purpose? They just don't see it.
Yeah, you have to tell them what you are thinking and where you can add value. If you stay completely silent, people may miss your ideas entirely.
That explains why I felt so close to burning out. I was doing double the work, hoping someone would finally notice.
Let's highlight that phrasal verb for our listeners, burn out. If you burn out, it means you work so hard that you become completely physically and emotionally exhausted.
Yes, a real life example is if you work 14 hours a day staring at a computer screen without resting, you will quickly burn out.
Or if you forget to eat lunch because you are too busy. Speaking of which, I am a little hungry right now. But back to the topic.
Focus, Alex. So, how do we fix this? How do we get that little microphone without sounding arrogant or talking too much?
Well, the first tiny habit we need to build is changing our basic sentences. We need to be proactive.
Proactive? That word is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Does that mean I should be loud and interrupt everyone?
No, not at all. Being proactive doesn't mean you are saying, "Look at me, I'm amazing."
Then what does it look like in real life?
It means you don't just wait for someone to tell you every single step. You pay attention, you think ahead, and you take action in a helpful way.
Ah, I see. So it's about showing up before a small problem becomes a huge fire.
Exactly. You fix it before the office is burning down and everyone is just holding their coffee like, something feels warm.
That is a terrifying picture, but it is so true. In my retail business, if a shipping delay happens, a passive person just waits and says, "Tell me what to do."
Right. Tell me what to do is a very small sentence. It's like a tiny office sandwich. It puts all the stress on your manager or your partner.
So, what is the proactive version? What sentence should our listeners use?
You can say, "I'll take a proactive approach and prepare a few options."
Oh, I love that. I will prepare a few options. It sounds like you are already solving the problem.
Yeah. Let's do a quick role play. Imagine it is Wednesday and we have a big project deadline on Friday, but we are missing data.
Ah, the classic Wednesday panic. I hate that feeling.
I'll be the manager. You be the team member. Go ahead.
Alex, I notice the deadline may be at risk because we are waiting for data. I'll take a proactive approach and prepare a few options. One option is to send a short version on Friday. Another is to move it to Monday. Would you like to review them?
Yes, please. That would be very helpful. See, you didn't just bring me a problem to stress me out. You brought options.
I felt really professional saying that. Bring options, not just panic.
Although sometimes we bring both options and panic.
Very human. But honestly, Alex, I work with a lot of data and long scripts late at night. Sometimes my brain is just tired.
Oh, I get it. Sitting there in your white gray hoodie, staring at a heavy workstation until 2 a.m., your brain just stops working.
Exactly. And then the next day in a meeting, someone asks my opinion. I try to speak, but I talk too fast, use too many words, and the idea just gets lost.
Ah, yes, the meeting marathon. A person starts with one small point, and 12 minutes later, we are in a completely different country.
I have definitely done that. I get nervous, so I just keep talking.
That leads us to our second tiny habit. Speaking better at work is not about speaking more. It is about speaking clearly.
So instead of saying, "I want to say my idea," what should we say? Because "I want to say my idea" sounds a little weak.
Yeah, it sounds like the idea is standing outside the meeting room asking, "Can I come in?"
Poor idea. Let it inside.
A much stronger sentence is, "I want to articulate my idea clearly."
Articulate. That sounds like a very high-level academic word. Is it okay for daily office conversations?
It sounds big, but the meaning is actually very friendly. To articulate simply means to express your thoughts clearly in a way people can easily understand.
Let's make sure everyone gets this. To articulate means to say things clearly. For example, it is hard to articulate my feelings when I am angry.
Perfect example. When you articulate, you don't just throw words everywhere like word confetti.
Word confetti! Let's explain that. Confetti is those tiny pieces of colored paper you throw at a party. So word confetti means throwing random words into the air, hoping they make sense.
Exactly. No word confetti. You organize your thought and you say it smoothly.
I love that. And here is the best part for English learners. Articulate does not mean perfect.
Right. You can make small grammar mistakes and still be highly articulate if your core message is clear.
That removes so much pressure. You don't need a massive vocabulary. You just need order.
Let's practice. You have an idea, but you need a second to organize it.
Okay. I'd like to take a moment to articulate my idea clearly. I think the issue is not the deadline, but the number of approvals we need before the deadline.
Wow, clear, calm, and easy to follow. You sounded like you had slept perfectly for 8 hours, even if you didn't.
That is the real workplace dream right there. Sounding rested when you are actually exhausted.
Okay, now let's talk about one of the scariest moments for English learners at work.
Oh, I know this one. It's when someone explains something complicated and you do not understand a single word.
Yes, that moment when your face is smiling, but inside you are thinking, I have left the planet.
I have left the planet. That is exactly how it feels. Like your brain just floating in space.
Let's explain left the planet. It's not a real idiom, but it means you are completely lost and disconnected from the conversation.
Yeah, for example, yesterday my video editor was explaining a complex Python script to automatically merge subtitles with exact timestamps. Everyone else was nodding, so I just started nodding too.
Ah, the International Workplace Nod. It means, I really hope someone sends an email with the notes later.
Exactly. It is so embarrassing. I didn't want to interrupt the meeting and look like I was not smart enough to understand the technical stuff.
That is a trap, Sarah. Many learners think asking a question makes them look weak. But actually, asking a clear question makes you look highly focused.
Really? It doesn't make me look annoying?
Not if you use the right words. It shows you care enough to understand the project properly.
So, the basic sentence is I don't understand.
Yes, that is honest, but it can sound a little too direct. Sometimes it stops the conversation like a wall.
So, how do we soften it? How do we make it smoother?
You can use the word clarify. You can say, could you clarify that for me?
Clarify. That word instantly makes you sound more professional. Let's explain it. To clarify means to make something clearer or easier to see.
Right. Instead of saying, I am lost, you were simply asking, can we make this point clearer?
That feels much better. It keeps the energy calm.
Another great sentence is, I'm not sure I follow. Could you clarify the main point?
Oh, I'm not sure I follow. I love that. It sounds polite, but also very human. Like, I was walking with you, but then I fell off the bus.
Yes, exactly. I fell off the bus. Let's act this out. I will explain something in full, heavy office language.
Okay, I am ready. Do your worst, Alex.
So, Sarah, we need to align the internal timeline with the client facing expectations before we revisit the delivery framework and finalize the post launch strategy.
I'm sorry, Alex. I want to make sure I understood that correctly. I'm not sure I follow the part about the timeline. Could you clarify the main point?
Of course. Basically, we need to finish our internal plan first and then decide how we will update the client after we launch.
Ah, that makes perfect sense. Thank you for clarifying.
Beautiful. Notice how nobody panicked? Nobody disappeared under the table?
It was so smooth, and honestly, other people in the meeting were probably very grateful because I promise you, they didn't understand the delivery framework either.
That happens all the time. One brave question saves the whole room.
I love that. One brave question saves the whole room.
Okay, now we are getting into a slightly harder area, giving your opinions at work.
Oh boy. Opinions are like dangerous little animals.
I remember I said that earlier. If you hold them too tightly, they bite you. If you throw them across the room, they scare everybody.
It is strangely accurate. Many learners either say absolutely nothing because they don't want to sound rude,
Or they say something way too direct, like, I think this is not good.
yeah, this is not good is understandable, but it can feel incredibly harsh, especially if a team member worked all weekend on that idea.
So, what is the better version? How do we hold the dangerous animal?
We use the word perspective. We say, from my perspective, this approach may need some adjustment.
Wow, that sounds so much softer, but also stronger at the very same time.
Yes, because from my perspective simply means this is how I see it. You are not attacking the other person's intelligence. You are just sharing your view.
Let's explain perspective. A perspective is your way of seeing or understanding a situation.
Right. For example, let's say someone writes a very serious script about Chinese history, but I want to review it and make it much more humorous. Maybe use some Gen Z slang so it is funnier for young viewers.
Okay, so you have a different creative vision.
Exactly. I wouldn't say this is boring. I would say, from my perspective, if we make the tone more playful, we will get more views.
That is perfect. And saying, this approach may need some adjustment is so much better than, this is not good.
Because this is not good lands on the table like a massive, heavy brick.
A very heavy brick. But may need some adjustment sounds like, hey, we are a team. We can improve this together.
Let's do a scene. You present a plan, and I will disagree professionally. I will be very careful with the dangerous animal.
Okay, so Sarah, I think we should launch the marketing campaign next Monday. It gives us enough time, and we can fix any small issues later.
I see why that could work. From my perspective, though, the timeline may need some adjustment. If we launch next Monday, the design team may not have enough time to review the graphics properly.
That's a fair point, Sarah. What would you suggest?
Maybe we could move the launch to Wednesday and use Monday and Tuesday for final checks.
See, that sounded incredibly confident, but not rude at all. And you didn't say, bad idea, Alex.
Thank you for not destroying my campaign in public.
I try to be a decent colleague.
You know, Alex, I want to stay with that idea of confidence for a minute, because many learners struggle with this.
How do you mean? Like they are too scared to speak?
Yes, they don't want to be rude, so they become extremely soft. They start every sentence with apologies.
Ah, yes. Sorry, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but possibly.
Exactly. By the time they finally reach their actual opinion, the meeting is over, and their idea is exhausted.
I completely get it, though. In a second language, you don't always know how strong or aggressive your words sound, so many learners choose very soft, fluffy language just to stay safe.
Being polite is great, but if you are too soft, people may not understand your real point. They might just ignore it.
That is exactly where the word assertive helps us.
Assertive. This is a strong one. Let's break it down. Assertive means confident and clear, but still totally respectful.
Right. You are not aggressive and you are not passive. You are right in the middle.
Let's clarify those 3 levels for our listeners. Aggressive is saying, no, you are completely wrong.
Passive is saying, oh, never mind. My idea is probably silly. Let's just forget I spoke.
And assertive is saying, I see your point, but I have a different perspective.
That one sentence is so useful. Or you can use a slightly stronger version. I want to be assertive here, but respectful. I see your point, and I'd like to offer another view.
Oh, I really like that because it names the intention. You are literally telling the room, I'm not trying to fight with you. I am just trying to be clear.
Yes, and sometimes that helps lower the tension, especially in a very serious business discussion.
Can we do the 3 versions together? Rude, too soft, and assertive?
I was hoping you would ask. Okay, we are discussing a proposal. I will say, I think we should reduce the budget for this part of the project.
Rude version? No, that's a terrible idea. We absolutely shouldn't do that.
Ouch, my project feelings are deeply hurt.
Too soft version? Maybe, I don't know, maybe we could possibly think about something else? But only if everyone wants to, and sorry.
Oh my goodness, that sentence brought its own blanket and hid under the desk.
Assertive version. I see your point, Alex, but I have a different perspective. If we reduce the budget there, we may affect the quality of the final result.
That is the one. Clear, respectful, and highly useful. And notice something important here. Assertive people do not need to sound angry. They sound steady.
Steady. That is a lovely word for it. They don't push other people down. They just bring their own idea forward.
That is workplace English at its absolute best.
Okay, we have one last workplace situation to cover. And this one is extremely delicate.
Giving feedback?
Yes, giving feedback. the tiny office earthquake.
It really can feel like an earthquake. Feedback is meant to help people improve, but if you say it badly, it makes people very defensive.
And many learners know exactly what they want to fix, but they worry it will sound too harsh in English. So they say nothing.
Or they use the basic sentence, "This is wrong."
Very clear, very short, very dangerous. It has no cushion at all.
A much better, softer sentence is, "Can I offer some constructive feedback?"
Constructive. That word is so important. Let's explain it. Constructive means helpful and focused purely on improvement.
Right. You are not just criticizing to be mean. You are trying to build something better together.
Ooh, I like the connection there. Constructive comes from construct, which means to build.
Yes, constructive feedback is feedback that builds, not feedback that breaks.
That's a nice way to remember it. For example, last week I was reviewing some character designs for our new podcast artwork. They drew Alex wearing a green shirt, but we agreed he should wear a white-gray hoodie with a blue bottom.
Yes, the famous white-gray hoodie.
Right. I didn't say, "These colors are completely wrong." That breaks confidence. Instead, I said, "Can I offer a constructive suggestion on the outfits?"
That sounds so gentle. You are not saying, "You made a terrible mistake." You are just saying, "Here is something that could help."
Let's do one final scene. I will give feedback on your work.
Be kind, Sarah. I worked very hard on my imaginary report.
I will be kind. Ready?
Go ahead.
First, Alex, I really like the structure of this report. The information is very clear. Can I offer some constructive feedback on the opening section?
Of course. Go ahead.
I think the main point could appear a little earlier. If we put the key result in the first paragraph, the reader will understand the message much faster.
That makes total sense. So, not "this is wrong," but "here is how we can make it stronger."
Yes. And notice that the feedback includes a solid reason. It's not just blind criticism. It gives clear direction.
That is exactly what makes it constructive, and nobody had to go cry in the break room.
A highly successful office moment.
Wow, we covered a lot of ground today. Let's do a quick recap of our tiny habits before we jump into the word tour.
Habit number 1. Stop waiting to be told what to do. Use the word proactive. If there is a problem, don't just say, "Tell me what to do." Say, "I'll take a proactive approach and prepare a few options."
Habit number 2. Don't let your ideas hide because you are scared of making grammar mistakes. Focus on being articulate. Just take a breath and say, "I'd like to take a moment to articulate my idea clearly."
Habit number 3. If you are lost, don't fake the international workplace nod. Ask for help bravely by saying, "Could you clarify that for me?"
And finally, handle those dangerous little animals, your opinions, with care. Share your perspective assertively, but respectfully. And always offer constructive feedback that builds people up.
If you use these habits, your English will start working with you, not against you.
Exactly, because your ideas matter, and they truly deserve good sentences.
And now it is time for everyone's favorite part of the episode, the word tour.
This is where we slow down and practice today's strongest workplace words together. This helps you really remember them and use them confidently in your own life.
The rules are simple. We will read the word, explain it simply, give you 2 real-life examples, and then ask you to repeat after me. Please speak out loud wherever you are.
Let's begin. Word number 1, proactive.
Proactive means you take action early. You do not just wait passively for someone to tell you what to do.
Example 1, I want to be more proactive in our team meetings.
Example 2, she is a very proactive person. She always fixes the server issues before the website goes down.
Now it's your turn. Repeat after me. I want to be more proactive.
I want to be more proactive.
I want to be more proactive.
Great job. Word number 2, articulate.
Articulate means to express your thoughts clearly so people can easily understand your idea.
Example 1. I need a moment to articulate my idea clearly.
Example 2. He is very articulate when he presents data to the new clients.
Let's practice. Repeat after me. I want to articulate my idea.
I want to articulate my idea.
I want to articulate my idea.
Excellent. Word number 3, clarify.
Clarify means to make something clearer or much easier to understand.
Example 1. Could you clarify that for me?
Example 2. Thank you so much for the clarification on the project timeline.
Your turn. Repeat after me. Could you clarify the main point?
Could you clarify the main point?
Could you clarify the main point?
You are doing wonderfully. Word number 4. Perspective.
Perspective is your personal way of seeing or understanding a situation.
Example 1. From my perspective, this approach may need some adjustment.
Example 2. That is a very interesting perspective. I hadn't thought of that.
Speak out loud. Repeat after me. From my perspective, we need more time.
From my perspective, we need more time.
From my perspective, we need more time.
Perfect. Word number 5, assertive.
Assertive means being confident and clear about what you want, but still remaining completely respectful.
Example 1. I am trying to be more assertive at work this year.
Example 2. She is an assertive leader, but she always listens to her team.
Repeat after me. I want to be assertive but respectful.
I want to be assertive, but respectful.
I want to be assertive but respectful.
Almost done. Our final word, number 6, constructive.
Constructive means helpful and focused entirely on improvement. Remember, it means feedback that builds.
Example 1. Can I offer some constructive feedback?
Example 2. I have a constructive suggestion for the video script.
Last one. Repeat after me. Can I offer some constructive feedback?
Can I offer some constructive feedback?
Can I offer some constructive feedback?
You all did an absolutely amazing job today. Thank you so much for spending your time with us, whether you are cooking dinner, commuting on the train, or just relaxing in bed.
We really, truly appreciate you. If this episode helped you feel a little more confident about speaking at work, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel.
It really helps us keep making this cozy content for you every week.
Remember, take care of your English.
And take care of your confidence.
This is Sarah.
And this is Alex. You've been listening to the Peak English Podcast. Bye.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your Speak English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.